Three of the biggest fraud cases in recent memory. Millions. In one case, billions. Gone. And in every single one, the person responsible could have simply stayed silent. Instead, they kept talking. And that's exactly what caught them. I'm Vanished Witness, and every week I go back through the cases nobody can fully explain. The ones where the how is almost stranger than the crime itself. Today, 3 scammers, 1 shared mistake. Let's start with the first one. In November 2022, the cryptocurrency exchange FTX collapsed almost overnight, revealing a multi-billion-dollar shortfall in customer funds. Its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, stepped down as CEO amid the wreckage. At this point, his lawyers advised him clearly, stay quiet. He didn't. In the weeks that followed, he gave dozens of interviews with the New York Times, Good Morning America, podcasters, and reporters from nearly every major outlet, while federal charges were still being prepared. In one particularly damaging exchange, a Vox reporter asked him directly whether his public statements about ethics were genuine. His reply? Yeah, I had to be. As good as admitting the ethical branding had been a performance.
At his trial, prosecutors used his own public statements and tweets against him directly. Moments where he'd claimed his companies operated with no special privileges, contradicted by evidence that emerged from the case itself. He was convicted on all 7 counts and sentenced to 25 years. The mistake wasn't the collapse itself. He treated it like a PR problem he could talk his way out of, not a criminal case where every word could become evidence. That's mistake number 1, believing you can out-talk a federal investigation. The second one didn't even wait for a crisis to start talking. He was performing from the very beginning. Martin Shkreli became infamous in 2015 for hiking the price of a life-saving drug by over 5,000% overnight. But his actual criminal conviction had nothing to do with that. It was for securities fraud tied to 2 failed hedge funds he'd run years earlier. Throughout his prosecution, Shkreli treated the entire case like entertainment. He mocked lawmakers on Twitter, calling them imbeciles after a congressional hearing. He predicted publicly and confidently that he wouldn't serve real jail time. Then, while out on bail awaiting sentencing, he jokingly offered his followers a $5,000 bounty for a lock of Hillary Clinton's hair. A judge revoked his bail immediately and jailed him on the spot. And prosecutors leaned on this pattern of behavior
when arguing for a harsher sentence. He received 7 years. The mistake wasn't the fraud itself catching up with him. He simply couldn't resist performing for an audience, even while his own freedom was on the line. 2 men, 2 very different ways of talking themselves into trouble. The third case might be the boldest of all because she kept running the exact same con while she was already being watched. Between 2013 and 2017, Anna Sorokin posed as a wealthy German heiress named Anna Delvey. Using invented trust funds and forged financial documents, she embedded herself into New York's elite social scene. She secured hotel stays, private flights, and loans worth an estimated $275,000. Even as suspicion mounted, bounced checks, unpaid hotel bills, a bank account under investigation for fraud, she continued the exact same tactics rather than disappearing. She deposited bad checks into a new account and withdrew cash before they bounced, right in the middle of an active investigation into her. She was arrested in October 2017 in an NYPD sting operation
and later convicted of grand larceny and other financial crimes. The mistake wasn't the persona itself. She was so confident it would hold that she kept running the same con even after the people around her had already started asking questions. 3 scammers, 3 different decades, 3 different kinds of fraud. None of these 3 were exposed by a whistleblower catching them red-handed in the act. Each one had a real opportunity to go quiet, disappear, or simply stop. And each one, convinced of their own ability to talk their way through it, kept going instead. Their downfall wasn't getting caught committing the fraud. It was what they did after it started unraveling. 3 scammers, 3 different decades. Every one of them could have just stayed quiet, and every one of them couldn't. If you were in real trouble, do you think you'd know when to stop talking?
Let me know in the comments. And if you want the next case file, hit subscribe. I post a new one every week.